let's see if this is working better now. So game one of this elimination, it's a round 6 elimination match between Xuanet and Burpcow. Game one went to Xuanet. It's a match of 10 games. So first 5.5 games wins the match. Hoping that my stream is. I'm getting an unstable stream message, but hopefully it'll start working. So in game one, okay, when the action is more peaceful, I'll take a look at game one, and when game two now it's another e4 e5. I was just saying how bishop f5 and bishop e7 are common moves in e4 e5 theory, but bishop e7 is more popular these days. So the rook now the queen, just trying to defend the squares around the black king. Yeah, okay. So it seems to be working, but I'm getting an unstable message. So hopefully that gets better over time. Maybe my internet's bad right now. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so just defending the dark squares around the king. So if the queen, defending the pin as well. So he has no blockers. So yes, he has to move this bishop in the way. So this is looking rather uncomfortable for black. Although black has the extra queen, just. Ooh, I don't know if taking that is a good idea. Yeah, that was a mistake, maybe. Oh, I see why he did it. He wanted the knight. He wanted the knight to win that rook. Okay, so maybe there's good reason. Could potentially even. Yeah, I'm not sure. You want to swap a rook for a knight in this position or not? Because a rook. It says it's working now. That's good. Yeah, and I'm getting excellent stream health now. Okay, that's great. It's possibly my internet's not up to usual quality. I don't know. People getting home just now and downloading all their emails. I don't know. Or downloading videos. I don't know. Okay, so white seems. So black just needs a pawn just to see to. So I think he's going for the bishop probably to just try and solidify these squares. Yeah, he doesn't want the knight as much. Knight's a good attacking piece, and bishops are often good defenders. So this kind of position, black really wants like a pawn or a bishop just to kind of solidify. This queen is getting harassed, so it's going to be. Yeah, this is a nice way of defending the queen. Quite happy to go rook takes bishop, pawn takes, queen takes pawn. So if that square were free, a knight here would be good, defending and attacking at the same time, but it's not. So what else could white do? A bishop. Yeah, I'm not sure. So it's a way of defending this square. Okay, but the pin is maintained, so it's all about this square for black at the moment. And it can't be defended anymore, so white needs to start some other kind of attack. Yeah, so I think he's just going to convert on this. I thought he'd go with the rook first, because yeah, knight takes rook now. So he should have gone with the rook first, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. But does he have? Okay, he's putting a bishop there. So he's covering knight drops here and here. Is his reasoning. Yeah, white's got a lot of knights. And yeah, so it looks like black is beginning to get clear of this attack. I mean, white. So a move like this might be too slow, speaking of pawn, because black could start to get some initiative. Okay. Oh, so he gives up the queen. Oh, this feels quite dangerous. Just even like yeah. So he's threatening mate in 1. Okay, so he's clearing away a defender. So he's probably going to drop a defensive piece, but okay, so he's just trying to break through on the light squares. This is just a pure breaking through on the light squares. And he's got, and xuanet here, look, he's going for a dark square defense. He's given up the light squares, just putting all these pieces on dark squares. The problem is, white has a knight, and that knight is coming here, unless you can defend it. Is there a follow-up? So he's trying to break through on the light squares. Okay, so just going working on the light squares, and this dark square is taken. The knight is controlling the dark squares. Okay, so he takes off the knight, but he's got another knight in the meantime. So, for example, the threat here is something like pawn bishop here. Okay, so the knight is guarding these light squares. Yeah, these knights on dark squares are guarding the light squares. So you have to see. He would go rook here or rook, but the knights are guarding. He might still. Okay, so he's trying to distract these knights from their defensive duties. Is there? Yeah, so black doesn't quite have enough, I don't think. Does he? Does he? No, surely he doesn't have enough. So black's still defending, or been defending this whole game. Okay, I don't know. Knight here, what was he defending against? I think he was scared of guarding the square, but black didn't have a threat immediately. Yeah, I think white's not seeing it. Okay, what's he threatening? He wants to distract this knight and go rook here or something, but yeah, these dark square knights are doing a good job. So queen takes knight is a threat because queen here checkmate. So that's why he's defending that square. Okay. Ooh. And Burpcow runs out of time. So I think Burpcow is doing really well, even winning for almost that entire game. But maybe I'm not judging this accurately. But I have a feeling just couldn't quite find the breakthrough. Yes, it's a plus 11, for example. And I think that was true for much of that. Game. Oh gosh, game 3 started in earnest already, and we're following the same line as game 1, which I should just quickly show you. Which is, well, I don't need to show you. It's the same line, but yeah, I'll show you how it ended. Okay, so this is a good double attack. Michael in chat says, Burpcow winning the opening battles. Yeah, if we just have a quick look at game 1, I think that would be interesting. And Michael does know his openings. So it's this, yeah, so it's plus 2.3 for white. It's not been played that often, but xuanet against JK the Bullfrog. So it's plus 4.2. So you see we had the same line here and he wins the knight. So it's, yeah, plus 2.7. No, so actually this was good for xuanet. I mean, he'd played this kind of line before, and yeah, plus 1.7, plus 8.4. I wouldn't say it's winning the opening battles, but maybe in the second game, game 2, that was true. And yeah, so this is game 1. Yeah, this is now all over. So there were a couple of tense moments, like, so this apparently was a mistake. Okay, queen f2, f3 was a mistake, and g takes f3 is a mistake. So stronger from black would have been knight at d5 and so on. G takes f3 was a mistake because stronger was apparently d5, yet just going straight in for targeting these light squares and moving in. So this would be a kind of sample line. Yeah, so that was game 1. So we're seeing kind of repeated this line in game 3. We've seen this already. But I've never seen this line before, but obviously they'd prepared for each other. You'd seen Xuanet play this against JK the Bullfrog. Yeah, so it is +2 for white, it's okay for white, as Fumitox observes. But so we had a slight variation here because here black opted for bishop takes pawn, so that's the, and Xuanet pushes d5, which is a good thing. Takes, knight here. Ooh, why can't we take this knight? Yes, I'm streaming. So you could take the knight. So what's Burpcow planning here? So why did he have to take this? If he just stepped back, knight. I mean, black just needs a pawn or something for it to get awkward. And I guess there weren't defenders on the right hand side of the king. So I guess he's, yeah. So there wasn't an obvious immediate mating idea, and it wasn't an obvious way for black to get a pawn either. So possibly stepping back was okay, but this might be safer for white, because maybe black can't even take this queen, because 2 knights and a queen, that should be enough to mate. So a knight drop here, yeah, knight drop here and a queen drop here if the bishop takes the queen, because the bishop's covering d7 currently. So yeah, what does black do here? So he's defending the bishop. King needs to get out of this file. He can't afford to open up this file, obviously. Then you have 2 queens coming for your king. So he has to just run. Okay, he runs back that way. That looks risky because knight here. No, not knight here. Pawn here. Okay, so that square is quite nicely covered. Both the knight and the bishop will be covering it. Okay, so this happened all too quickly. So he does go with knight there, king here, queen here, king takes knight, push, takes knight here, and that is checkmate. Yeah, covering both the dark squares and the queen is. So the knight here and the queen here work well in combination. Interesting. Nice patterns, nice patterns. Yeah, if we look at that game, I think he's doing pretty nicely after the opening Xuanet. So we're following again the same lines we did in game 2, and just to show in game 2, yeah, burpcow had a huge opening advantage in game 2 and lost it in time pressure. Really maintained it for 50 plus moves until time pressure. That point was okay. So bishop takes rook apparently was a mistake in that last game. So we'll see if that is repeated here. And what he should have done was taking the bishop. Actually, I shouldn't really. Yeah. I shouldn't really be discussing that game while this game is ongoing because of the connection between the two. Obviously, players are not allowed to consult the previous games they played while playing. But in between games, they are actually allowed to look at the engine, what they did wrong in the previous game, or you're allowed to look at, say, the previous game because the previous game was unrelated to this one. But you can't look 2 games back, obviously, because the positions are the same. So Santo Pedro says, if king e1, there was bishop g3 check, and then bishop f2. So I'm just trying to remember if king e1, there was bishop g3 check, and then bishop f2. So yeah, this is where the pawns were. I'm trying to remember. White, black. If king e8. Okay, sorry, I've lost track. So I'll try to be more prompt with seeing the chat. Okay. So this was he used a different approach here. Queen h5. I'm not sure this is good. I mean, he's given away the queen quite easily. But yeah, certainly the squares around the white king are very solid. Oh, there's bishop takes bishop though. And then that queen is going to get harassed. Okay, but actually that's not good because, yeah, he doesn't want to bring the queen to g4 because the queen will then control the king side. Okay, so it's putting pressure on f7. It's inviting an exchange which puts white's piece, develops a white piece and puts it in an attacking square. So yeah, xuanet's on the back foot again, but yeah. The threat is queen here, checkmate. So he's going to have to dump a knight here. But then he's going to lose a queen, so it's a bit awkward. So it looks like xuanet's is really busted as black in these games. So hi Santo Pedro, don't worry, that was the previous game situation we discussed why the white king xuanet couldn't go back. I gave my opinion who might. Oh yeah, king e1, okay, I remember now. If king e1, there was bishop g3 check and then bishop f2, yeah. So if you step back, he didn't have a pawn, but you're saying he had a bishop to move to g3. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that would be nasty then, yeah. Okay, he's forced to do this, but this is just really nasty. Pawn takes rook. He doesn't even do pawn takes rook. Okay, he's just trying to win that knight. Okay. I don't know, suddenly, hey, this is not so bad, right? Pawn takes knight, pawn takes pawn. His queen is now guarding h8. Well, pawn takes knight is surely a wise thing to do. Okay. Yep, so black resigns because a knight here check and queen here is checkmate. Oh, that's not true. That was not true. There was, I mean, there wasn't mate. So we're going to go down the same line again. So just this line. This was game 1, and he would bishop e2 in this position, and in game 2 he opted for queen a4. So yeah, so queen a4 is not so. What he did in game 1 is okay, but the mistake was bishop takes f1 because he should have gone g takes h6. Yeah, and bishop takes g7. Sorry, bishop takes. Bishop takes f1. So g takes h6. Okay, and white took back, which is also a mistake because bishop takes g7 was a lot stronger for white. Lots of. So yeah, the opening is not working out well for Xuanet as black. This is game. Yeah. So we'll get so it's yeah yeah, so the opening wasn't working well 2 games ago, but in time trouble he managed to pull it out. So this time Burpcow did win it. So just to look at this again from Burpcow's perspective, that last game. Yeah, so I think this is pretty good for white. Yeah, but now I thought he'd done a quite nice defense here, but because yeah, pawn takes knight. I was thinking he wanted to do pawn takes pawn to cover h8. It doesn't work. Okay, so basically it was mating anyway. And at this position, in this position, he resigns because black resigns. So he saw obviously that white had mate or an unstoppable attack. So something like bishop takes rook, for example. So what's the threat again? Okay, so can't. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this bishop is just. Yeah, bishop takes rook, and you're threatening queen at g7. That's very hard to stop, for example. So this bishop here incited the resignation. Okay, so white as white. Okay. So you've got a slightly different opening approach from Burpcow this game, going for Scandinavian. So queens exchanged. Xuanet is good with his queens. He knows how to both use the queens powerfully, but also how to sack them. People say that Jan Lee sacks his queens a lot, but Xuanet sacks his queens even more, I think. So his queen, notice he didn't hang around with putting his queen back on the board. Put it back on the board, bang in the center. Let's get straight on with the attack. But he'll be quite happy to give it away again if he feels he can get some nice initiative. So obviously like queen takes knight wasn't quite working. But actually, it is close to working, these sorts of ideas. Pawn takes knight, queen takes bishop. These ideas are close to working because you have bishop here. Okay, but so he's giving up the queen this way. So the point is, black has no defenders right now. If black, for example, just did king takes knight, I'm sure he'd get mated 2 knights and 2 bishops. Just jump a bishop here. If the king goes back, he gets mated, so he has to come forwards. Then there's surely a mate. Well, I can't see exactly, but you just drive the king forwards would be the plan. Maybe just like a knight here would cut off quite a lot of squares, and then a bishop here would cut off these squares. So you'd keep on driving the king forwards, and you're sure to get mated. So that's why he can't afford to take the king with the king, and that's why he puts the rook. But yeah, they're not enough. You see, black has 2 queens, but queens are not good enough. Because queens are not very good defenders. Because, well, no, queens are brilliant defenders. But if the queens if he has to sacrifice his queen, then you're just giving him fuel for his attack. He just can't defend. Yeah, he didn't have pieces which he could just exchange off to defend. Okay, so we have an e4, d5 type. Interesting. So if my stream health were really good, I could join the CWC voice and in case others want to join the chat. But there's no one on right now. But I'm slightly worried about my internet if I start using audio as well. So I'll probably leave off for safety's sake. Okay, so black, yeah, certainly Xuanet as black needed a change of opening. So he's definitely got that, and he's got a 4-1 lead now in the match, which is sort of unusual. Not sure about c3, that feels wrong. Okay, so he's just winning a pawn by that maneuver. I mean, it may seem silly, but just bishop back to f8 looks really nice. Because you're defending all your weaknesses and you're also attacking g2. Okay, so he goes for a check first. So he's going to go pawn here or bishop here first. And then white will have to try and defend. This knight is actually really annoying because it's stopping the whole queen side from developing. But he's not holding back. He's going for a queen fork. I don't think you can lose that queen. If you go queen takes pawn, knight takes queen, the white pieces are just ready, poised for an attack. And white hasn't got his attack mojo. White needs a couple of moves to launch an attack, whereas white's already got his attack going. So yeah. So the queen drops back. Okay. Knight here's a threat. I don't know how serious a threat, but I think the king might even just be able to hide away. So is there a way of stopping the king from hiding away? Yeah, white doesn't have a bishop. And anyway, the bishop is... so yeah, he'll want to take this bishop. Yeah. But then if he takes the bishop, he's forced for this fork. But, so the question is that enough? Is a bishop enough to mate with? No, I don't think he can allow. I think he needs to stop that. No, he is really allowing this. I mean, I just thought just go knight c3, develop. Burpcow is going all in, but I can't see this working. Just simply pawn at e2. Why not pawn at e2? I see why. Okay, he would get the queen, but he wouldn't have any other pieces to attack with. Um, so I think it's possible he wants another piece. Obviously, the king just slides out of all the fork threats now. Um, okay, so there's this. I mean, if the king was completely safe, there's this and pick up a lot of material. But maybe the king's not really safe enough to do that. He's got pawns and bishops, and basically a bishop is landing here at some point. So this knight is a key defender. Yeah, I mean, so for example, if you did pawn here, white might go something like here, just sack. No, it doesn't work because there are no. Maybe it does work. Yeah, sack that. A knight drop here, king here, bishop drop here. Maybe it doesn't quite work. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, queen takes pawn is check. I hadn't spotted this. Queen can move. The white king is actually safe. I mean, I think it's safe, yeah. So he's just clearing away. He wants some minor pieces, doesn't want the queen, and your white has no other minors to attack the black king. So actually this is quite safe. He doesn't even want the queen. Wow. So obviously if you don't take the queen, that's a threat. So he's taking the knight. But why not just take the queen? He doesn't want the queen. Okay. That seems strange because queen takes bishop. Looks... Oh, I see. Knight drop. Ouch. Yeah, this is annoying, isn't it? No, but there must be something wrong with this. Queen here, check. Pawn here. Okay, maybe. Okay, so he's happy to give up the queen. But this is dangerous now because, yeah, bishop takes. Okay, you're covering all the squares where the knight could check you. So you could take that knight, but it's... I'm not sure about this bishop check. He was clearly worried about drops, but everything was safe. Any pawn drops were protected, the knight drops were protected. Pawn takes bishop was possible here. But he's going... Queen takes, queen can just take it. I don't see. And in the meantime, white's got, yeah, the threat of queen here, knight here. So his burpcow kind of is in a really strong position here, but I think he's making inaccuracies in time pressure. Whoa, we're just losing the queen. But is he losing the queen? Yeah, this square is key. Hi there, Oppa. Yeah, I'm on my own today because stream issues and also no one else is on voice. So any commentary is welcome. F2. King here. I mean, so xuanet is doing a good job of guarding these keys. Yeah, he couldn't. Ooh, what? Wasn't that just mate? No, because the bishop was guarding it. But like this whole time, it's basically been burpcow in control. Yeah. But tough and time pressure to find the accurate moves. Bishop here. Maybe. King has to go here. Queen takes knight. Knight takes knight here. No. Oh, it's not check. Yeah, that's that's it. That's the mate. Okay. So I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, so burpcow was winning the whole thing, but 18 f2. So Opera in chat says, yeah, pawn at f2 is strong here. So why can't you just take it? Because promote. If you take, and then you mate. So that was just mating. Not surely, not force mate, but yeah. Yeah, so it's just sort of clearing. The idea is clearing the piece in front of your pawn on the 7th rank. It's quite an easy idea to miss, so it's a good one. Okay, so we're in another Scandinavian, but this time Burpcow is playing a different line. So Burpcow's really switching up his openings. So hi, Mr. Ben Josh, and hi again, Oppa. Yeah, good spot with the F2. And Isaac Lee in the chat saying this one looks bad for xuanet. He doesn't have, Black doesn't have that many pieces to. But yeah, if this one, yeah, I see this one is falling. That's why it's bad. He's having to sack quite a lot. And if he castles, maybe he's worried that yeah, this, yeah, okay. It's a good use of the pawn. So he sacks his knight if he's going to win back something. But there is concern about the light squares here. Just going to take the piece. I mean, personally, I might even just drop bishop on f1 in that situation, because the light squares are really important here. And yeah, the problem with what he's done is h2 is going to, queen is going to try and invade in on h2, but maybe it's okay. In the meantime, I was just thinking, their ideas down here. Oh, that's awkward, isn't it? Probably he has no pieces in hand so he could do a move like knight here, or he could just bite the bullet, takes and drop again, but then that doesn't look good, because then you takes, drop again, drop bishop here. Not sure if it's mating, but so we're going to see that line with the dropping a queen probably to block, or move the knight back to block. This looks bad for black suddenly. Even queen, the queen takes knight is not necessary, but even queen takes knight might have some merit. Don't think it does, but okay. Does black have any checks on the white king? No. In which case, bishop here and rook there is a mate in one threat. Which is okay. Yeah, it's pretty hard to stop. I mean, if you go knight here, you can just take it. And so bishop here is both threatening the knight and threatening this. And so unless black has some check, he does have a check, but you can take it. Okay. So check takes queen here. Yeah, I think bishop there looks strong. Maybe I'm wrong. Because here I'm worried about the queen coming in. It's going to be quite a fast attack. But no, maybe it's okay, because you can just drop a rook. And then the queen can't come in here, because also queen takes knight is mating. So yeah, this is fine. Oh, and this is opening up the rook file. I can see why he did this. He just wants a knight. Queen takes knight. Begging. Queen takes knight. I'm not sure it's winning, but it's an idea. Queen takes knight, queen takes queen, knight here, and rook here, checkmate. No? No. Yes. No. Because he goes to the corner and g8 is covered. Okay. But then rook here, check. If it's not mate, it was very close. So hi there, the Lazy MD. There's a new guy on the server who wants to discuss the games. Yep, I've been having problems with the stream health. So I started off with the CWC on, and my stream literally collapsed. But I'll try putting it on the iPad. Maybe that will use up less internet. So G5. I'm trying to find where is CWC voice. Just vanished for me. Okay, so I actually missed the end of that game. Got a little bit distracted. So let's just quickly have a look at. Okay, turn this on. Hi there, Colwem. So
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming. Yep. I was just having a quick look at the end of the last game because xuanet got a powerful mating attack going.
Oh, okay.
No, you're welcome.
So it's slightly delayed. That's why I'm listening to your stream at the same time. So I'm like, how is he doing this?
Yes. Well, now you can. Okay. Now we can. We're all together now on stream, so it's all good. Yeah. So powerful mating attack from xuanet that game. So it's quite. I was just having a quick look at the last few moves on the stream just to try and see what exactly. Yeah. So it turns out pawn at f3 on move 14, kind of critical mistake, allowed the queen to invade. Yeah, and here, yeah, queen takes e8. It is indeed mate, because if queen takes queen, I want a knight to h6, king to h8. Okay, so there is a mating thing here, and he did eventually do the queen sack on the knight, winning the. Yeah, there's a force mate coming. Okay, so we just so we're on game. So xuanet's 5 games to 2 up. Yeah, and we've got another e4, e5. But xuanet's been struggling a lot with these black openings as black against. So he's starting to switch them up a little bit. So knight h5.
So, oh boy, I'm on stream now.
Yeah, you're all on stream, guys. So it's all good. We do this. I usually have this on stream, but just today it's like it says my stream health is unstable because I've got audio on and the stream on. I don't know what. So it's like the bit rate or whatever on the Twitch sort of says, oh, it's not good anymore. So I might have to hang up, but you guys should talk to each other.
Yeah, I can see.
But the stream's still working okay, right? Because I'm getting a label unstable on my.
It is a bit pixelated now.
It's okay. Okay, I better hang up here. But you guys keep chatting.
Okay. Well, what's the advantage of watching this? would imagine.
Okay, so White's putting all his
Are you
pawns.
guys? Are other people here watching it live? Because this is like 30 seconds, a minute delayed on the stream.
Yeah, everyone's
I'm
watching.
watching it live. It's 127 to 119 right now on the seconds.
Yeah, so we're
Do you guys
watching.
know how the
Oh, so if you want to watch it live, yeah, we're watching it live on Lichess. So if you go to the Xuanet TV on Lichess, so go to the profile of Xuanet and go to his TV channel, and you can watch it
Yeah.
live.
Or you can go to BurpCow TV.
Or to
if you want
BurpCow
to support
TV.
the underdog.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Sure. I was doing that purely because Xuanet is less letters. But also Xuanet. I mean, Xuanet is.
I thought BurpCow was ahead in the last game, but then all of a sudden xuanet just had a crushing attack.
Yeah. He allowed that queen invasion, which suddenly turned things around.
I didn't see the critical move, but all of a sudden xuanet was there, and yeah, it was just over.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
This looks pretty crushing for White. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have looked at knight at f5 on move 25.
Move 25 or move 21.
I'm sorry, move 21. Knight at f5 instead of bishop at g5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would have won, actually. Because the king can't run to e6. You've got two queens that can go on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that would have won.
Well, it's coming now.
I think it still will, though.
It will, yeah. He's going to have to try
He's got to play bishop at e6, I think. I think you have to do bishop at e6 to pull the king out.
And then it's not made.
He's short one diagonal, though. If he had two bishops, he could sack on e6 and then play knight at f4 and then checkmate with bishop at e6 again.
Well, he's following your plan.
But I don't see. Yeah, well, it's the plan. I don't see how you stop the king from running to f7 now.
It does, yeah, but
I don't think this wins anymore. I think he's got a draw, but a draw loses the series.
so Santa Pedro in chat saying, amazing, Xuanet went from the theoretically wrong two knights defense, and I see BurpCow followed the engine approach suggestion. According to the engine, playing the two knights defense is more or less like playing the Sicilian. They are both +3, so pretty bad. But let's see how it unfolds.
Draw doesn't make sense for the series. Yeah, he's short one pawn.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, the queen's covering. The queen's covering.
Yeah. The queen is covering, but I think black is going to be able to just defend.
How?
You just put a knight at h5 maybe.
This is the kind of thing you need to attack. But yeah, you can't. Yeah, knight h5, nice. But this is not.
Yeah.
I don't think this is defensible.
Yeah, but can't black just take the queen now?
Bishop. The bishop comes to f6.
Oh yeah. I missed that.
Instead of queen invasion, you get a bishop invasion.
Okay, now bishop at f6. Yeah.
Nice.
This wins. This is eight. Yeah, he's playing this great.
So pawn here.
Oh man.
This
Yeah, this is over.
It's quite pretty. Queen takes knight. Okay, he defends the mate,
I
but
mean, he could still fly.
smother.
Oh,
This is
smother
smother.
mate.
He's got a third knight.
Really nice. That was a great game.
That was, yeah. It's very pretty how he kept that queen on that long diagonal.
I still love to see xuanet and the candidates, but that was a great game.
Yeah, he has to win three games. There's this one and 2 more to get into the candidates.
Maybe he can get the wild card spot.
No. The wild card has to be for someone not in the who hasn't been in the draw. You can't. It has to be someone.
He
Yeah.
does?
Well, so the wild card will likely be JK the Bullfrog.
Okay.
But you can't have someone who's.
Yeah, I mean, like giving the wild card as like a second chance.
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't feel right.
I mean, the thing about JK, he's obviously very strong. It felt a little weird to give him the wild card after he's been so not involved with the community. But I mean, there's a good chance he would have qualified in his own right, just playing the tournament. So it's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
xuanet will love this position. This is just classic xuanet attack. In fact, instead of knight takes there, I think you could have. Oh no, he didn't have the rook yet. Okay.
Pawn h3 coming, h6 rather, at some point. Maybe just castle, yeah.
It's quite two-sided. I mean, there are some good attacking lines.
It's tempting. Can he take the knight?
Almost.
Dangerous.
Maybe.
You have to find mate if you do take it. That's the thing.
I think that king can take on f6.
Yeah.
The black king will be able to run to f6, and then eventually to h5, and find safety there. So I think you cannot take the knight.
Okay, we're going to find out.
I don't see how you can attack h5.
So we're going to have a knight drop on g5.
Although I guess you can.
Knight drop on g5 first.
Yeah, knight at g5 starts off, and then king takes f6,
and
then maybe rook.
And that'll be great, by the way, because that knight on g5 is also going to be defending everything. So Oppa says knight g5 check wins in the chat. Okay, now where do you put the second knight? Maybe put another knight on d5 or on.
Or knight takes a7 potentially.
Or on g8. I like the knight on g5 is protected by the bishop. It's a great outpost.
Maybe knight at h8, but I don't see how you're covering. Oh, you can get the queen with check. You get the queen with check. That seals it. Oh. Okay, so what is going to win this?
Yeah, because this knight was also a defender. Like knight and queen.
Yeah, this is just over. This is like 100% over.
Yeah, sure. Just discover check.
Probably queen at h3. Yeah, I do queen at h3 here.
That's true. Queen h3. Yep. Xuanet reads your mind, or you read his. So it's a fork on the queen.
I can usually see the good lines. It's just that I also see bad lines too. And if you play a mix of them, then you end up not doing so hot.
Yeah. So it's a fork on the queen and king, so you win a free queen. And no chance of no chance of stalemate in Crazyhouse.
I don't see a direct mate.
Yeah, you're just queen takes queen.
It just seems crushing. Oh yeah.
Queen takes. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, it's not mate. But queen takes queen, and then knight h3, discover check. But yeah.
Yeah, potentially just knight f3 here.
Oh,
then you
oh,
can
I've
take
got
the
I've got a
bishop.
lovely idea. Knight e6 check, and then take the queen for free.
Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like that. I think Xuanet must not have spotted it yet. Or he didn't spot it at all. I think this is good enough. Because now you just do queen takes bishop.
So just putting pressure on g5 basically. It's just going to take everything. Yep, knight takes. Oh, yeah, you've got to be careful of. It's all good.
There's a bunch of mate threats now.
Yeah.
Because the king has no squares at all.
Yeah.
So anything that even checks the king will win. I think queen at h5, yeah. This is smothered mate.
Smothered mate, very pretty. Very nice. And good sport for Burpcow playing it out.
Smothered mate right in the middle.
Yeah. So Xuanet wins 6-3. We'll see if they play the final match, but that's the match to Xuanet. Seems like they're not playing game 10. So in 20 minutes, we're going to have another CWC match between Karagialis and Mathace.
Oh, that should be quite good.
Yeah. Mathace, very theoretical player, and Karagialis wants to be a very. I mean, he's like the he's developing he's developing his theory. I mean, I think he's newer to the game, but he's becoming a very theoretical player. I've seen some very nice games Karagialis has won. Playing some novelties.
And looks like he got a bye in the last round because of high contrast.
Where's the list of who's playing, who's in the tournament?
Well, so there's two links. You can get them both from the blog, but there's a calendar which has most matches as long as people announce them in advance. And then I don't know where to post things. I guess I'll post in the general CWC channel. There's a link of the current pairings.
Okay.
You can just see
if you go to the if you go to the team thread, there's a blog, a Crazyhouse blog, and then on that thread about the Crazyhouse blog, that I put all the links to the challenge and to the calendar as well. And then obviously, if you go to the blog, on every post about the Crazyhouse World Championship, I mention again the links to the calendar and to the and lots of.
Yeah, this blog is absolutely awesome. You've done such a great job.
Oh, thanks. And there are lots of puzzles on that.
Where's the link to the blog?
So it's zhchess.blogspot.com.
How did you get the pieces in the screenshot for the spot the move posts?
For the latest post, I screenshotted it on the mobile. The ones where the pieces are like underneath. That screenshot on the mobile.
Yeah. There should be a way to like use a stylish like CSS to move around the board to get it to like format more nicely for screenshots. But I think in general that it's kind of hard to get a nice format for Crazyhouse because most of the like lichess stuff only shows the board and not the pieces.
Yeah. So, but do you prefer the mobile screenshots, or do you prefer the ones done on the computer with the pieces on the side?
I think if I had to pick, I would prefer the pieces on the right side but vertical, so that they just took up a little bit of space. So
Right.
like all the black pieces in a vertical line, and then all the white pieces in a vertical line.
Yeah.
But it's not anywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's actually
I think
okay.
probably
Yeah.
the mobile screenshot is the nicest of the two, just because it takes up less space.
It does take up less space. Yeah.
And you only have to look at the pieces once when you're trying to figure out spot the moves. I mean, you don't have to like constantly look at the pieces.
Yeah. So I'm just having a quick look at. Yeah.
Oh, I saw this in the game. I know this game. I thought that was quite a nice mate actually in the game, and I was like, I would never have seen this mate. This was a high contrast game.
Yes. It was very nice. Yes.
I think it was high contrast versus plot cam actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you the one who posted in the Lichess 45 Crazyhouse about some introduction to
Yes.
Crazyhouse?
Yes. That's right. Yeah, and that's from that blog.
Is that this What is Crazyhouse link?
No, the What is Crazyhouse is just literally just giving you the rules.
Okay.
But if you just click on instructive, then yeah, I posted it on the Slack, but it's not that one. It's probably it's one in March probably. Let's see, Beginner's Guide to Crazyhouse. I should put that at the top so people can, because that's a useful link.
Cool. So definitely beginner. I don't think I've played a single game.
Yeah. So that's really. I mean, so you know the rules, but that's a really good guide, and what's great about Crazyhouse is like the world champion streams it, so you can watch like the world champion playing on YouTube. But obviously that's not that will give you some stuff, but obviously he plays at a very kind of high level. So so the hope in this blog, I'll hopefully have some instructive stuff at an easier level, basically.
Yeah, I really like watching the person he's talking about is Justin Tan or Jenny, and his streams are really great. He's very he's got a good way of explaining his read on positions, and his whole style of playing Crazyhouse is kind of unusual among the elite. Like he's a much more cautious player, I would say, and that's really how a beginner should learn to play Crazyhouse if they're trying to do really well, because you can often get by at the lower levels of Crazyhouse with just kind of blunt force attacking, but as soon as you'll hit a ceiling there, where once you get to against high enough level opponents, they'll be able to defend a attack that doesn't actually work, and then if your only strategy is blunt force attacking, then you'll just kind of burn out at that level. And Jan is great at explaining like positions, and sometimes he'll go down lines that aren't valid, that like he should be respecting the opponent's attack more, but in general he shows kind of a way of defending these blunt force attacks that can be really hard to deal with as a beginner as well when your opponent does them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So are all the actual players in this tournament?
Yes. The best players in the
Like,
world are in this tournament, exactly.
So is 12 team in this?
Yes. So he's actually.
Yeah, 12 team and Jan Lee are both automatically in the candidates, so they didn't play in the earlier rounds.
I'm just looking at the channel called Players and didn't seem to have them listed. I was confused.
Yeah. So the.
Yeah, I think this is just showing the qualifications to the candidate.
So if you go to the blog and there's also, if you click Crazyhouse World Championship and click Introduction, it explains the format, and the format is there's an introduction 2018 Crazyhouse World Championship and introduction. So the format is it's a double elimination knockout to find 8 candidates, and those 8 candidates will join Oppa Wazen, JK the Bullfrog, and 12 team first, obviously, and Oppa Wazen and JK the Bullfrog are wildcards in a 10-man candidates, and only the winner of all play all, and only the winner of the candidates gets to face off against Jan Lee in a grand final. So Jan Lee, in his own words, Yasser Sarawan was given a wild card.
Sarawan is unfortunately not playing.
Yeah, he was offered a wild card, but he said he was worried about his other commitments, in particular probably covering the World Championship in November.
Yeah.
I would say probably the 2 elite players that are not in the tournament due to scheduling are Fabiano Caruana, who's actually quite good at Crazy House, even though he's more well known for regular chess, and Yasser, who I mean, there is still, even if you get directly into the candidates round, there's still quite a significant time commitment, and I think he just didn't want to commit to something that he'd have to back out of.
Yeah.
I remember seeing MVO play Yasser in some video, and he destroyed him.
Yeah, but that was before Yasser joined Lichess. That was before Yasser joined Lichess. Since Yasser joined Lichess, he's been playing Crazyhouse a lot.
Yeah, Yasser's got in very strong in Crazy House. I mean, he I don't know what would happen if he played Fabiano, because Fabiano is also quite strong in the game.
But the thing is, Yasser's sharper though.
Yasser's up there.
Yeah, but Yasser has a lot more practice, a lot more experience.
Yeah.
I imagine Fabiano just very stupid of him to focus too much time on Crazy House.
Yeah, I think he's got more.
Yasser can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's like one of those guys that's just so smart that he can just pick stuff up. I don't think he's got nearly as much Crazy House experience as others, but he's still quite good at the game.
Yeah, so obviously Fabiano and Magnus would both be amazing at the game if they played it more.
I don't think Magnus has played much Crazy House at all.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's played it once in a while, but
yeah.
But you can expect that if he did play it,
he would be. It's a challenge for Jan Lee, certainly. Yes, he would be. I mean, he quite possibly would be the best player in the world because it is.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, one of the things about Crazy House is that there's more moves available at every move once you have pieces in the hand, and so it's harder to memorize openings because there's more ways that a game can play. So players that are really good are generally. I think there's another game.
Yeah, they're playing again.
They're already playing. Wow.
So they're just.
Oh, okay.
They're just Burpcow and Xuanet are just playing their friendly.
Oh, they're just playing for fun. Okay.
Yeah, so it's harder to memorize openings. Not only is opening theory less developed for Crazy House, but it's actually just harder to have openings in Crazy House because there's more branching. And so players that are really good at just kind of coming up with moves on the spot and improvising, which includes Magnus, obviously, tend to be better at the game.
What kills me is when the combinatorial options are huge.
Yeah, so thanks Santo Pedro for watching. Hopefully this.
Well,
I feel like that was like that magnified.
Right. So maybe Crazy House might not be for you.
Well, chess isn't for me, but I still like it. So.
Well, I think you have to be perfect at a game to enjoy it. I mean, there's lots of beginners who play at either of these openings. There is a forum thread actually just yesterday talking about what players find really frustrating. And one of the things that I find really frustrating is I mean, that's not fun because you're just like so completely crushed by this other player that they're not even like bothering to like take you as seriously. But I think generally it can be still quite fun, even as a newcomer to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons that I didn't really like Masalanka, who's still on the site, but not as active anymore. But he always just like pre-moved against me and then won. And he's a legitimately very good player, but it's just so frustrating to have that happen to you.
Did you feel like it was like a tad bit rude kind of thing?
No, but also a lot of the good players. But you say also a lot of good players, they have an intuition, so it's like it's not even necessarily memorized. It's they kind of have an intuition of what they want to do next. And also in Crazyhouse, often you just like ignore the opponent, you follow your own attack. Like of course, as you get better, you can't do that. But often against a beginner, you can literally ignore what the weaker player is doing and just do your own thing. And that's why they're pre-moving. It's not because even that they memorize everything, it's that they have their own attack planned.
Well, the really frustrating experience I had was several of my games with Masalanko were, let's say, 1-0 or 2-0 games. So not blitz games, but he would pre-move everything. And because I'm not a very fast player, without the extra time of an opponent thinking during their turn,
exactly.
I run out of time.
Yeah,
and so I would end up getting like a good position, but then he would still flag me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a legitimate strategy. It absolutely worked, but it's just very frustrating to like get a good position against a player that's not taking you seriously and then still lose.
Well, it's not. Yeah. Well, we've just been watching Xuanet. Xuanet won the Shield recently, and that was basically his tactic. He berserked every game, and he would just play all his moves instantly. It's not that he wasn't taking the opponent seriously. It's that he was predicting what the opponent was going to do, and not pre-moving, but like. So not necessarily pre-move, but playing extremely quickly. So even though it was 3+2 in the Shield, people were flagging against him. Even very good players were flagging against him because he was just playing so fast.
I mean, I think that's fair. I found it frustrating when a player just tries to flag you and they're not trying to play the position anymore.
Yeah, sure.
And again, like partially because I'm not a very fast player, that strategy absolutely works for me versus me. And so it's just like frustrating where like I can't really play 1-0 if the opponent doesn't take any time to think because I don't have enough time to finish my moves.
Right, exactly.
I was watching so Fabiano Caruana had a few streaming chess, chess, and the thing that struck me was just how much the comments he made were about like as soon as he moved, he would just immediately be like, and now he's going to move here, and how often he was right, and when he was not right, it's because the opponent made the wrong move. You know what I mean? It seemed like he's just a really good player, but it seemed like his ability to do that is what really struck out to me was how quickly he could just predict the next move.
So guys,
you know what I mean?
Karagialis-mathace has started.
Okay, I'll switch over to that.
Karagialis against
There's another
Mathace.
match. I'll post the link.
So you go to Mathace and go to the TV channel of Mathace, Colwyn. Just because Mathace is a shorter thing to type in.
Isaac is being great. He posted it for me. So.
Okay, cool. And if people,
Isaac, where are you from?
If people are on the stream, is the stream still working okay? Because I still have like an unstable message. So if you can just make sure, let me know.
Stopped watching the stream.
Yeah, but if someone who's on the stream can just let me know that it's still working. Let me know. Okay, so we have.
I'm from Vermont, USA.
Okay, yeah. There's someone called MN8 who sounds very similar to you. And so I was wondering. Yeah. No, I was just like, it must be a regional accent of some sort.
Maybe. I could be that.
I'm from Boston, and I vacation in Vermont all the time, so and I didn't recognize anything from Vermont about you. But okay.
Well, you're not from South Boston.
Yeah, no, not.
So that's Isaac Lee and Colwyn in the voice chat. Okay, so black's trying to get a battery down, targeting h2, but white's defending.
And this is one round before the xuanet match. So this is
round 5.
The winner of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The xuanet match we just watched was the loser round 6. This is loser round 5.
Yeah, this was delayed from last week. Yeah.
I think black has some tricky mate with knight at e2, and then probably rook takes h5. And if white wins the queen here, then white has the mate threat with queen at a8 and then knight at a7.
Yeah, that's very.
So black has to be really careful to not give up the queen with tempo.
Yeah, that's a really good spot. And he's just given up the queen.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It doesn't work at all. You can't take now.
Yep.
So white's crushing.
White's winning. Yep. Yeah, can someone in the stream let me know that it's working? Okay, yeah, it says excellent. Okay, good. It seems to be working, but maybe there's just a huge delay or something. I'm really not sure. I think it's working. Okay, good.
Okay, he missed that.
Yep. Oops. Yeah, Mathace got a good historical record. So.
Mathace is by far the favorite here. I think his rating is a little low, actually, for his strength.
I don't know, I think Karagialis is pretty good as well, to be honest. But yeah. But as you say, maybe maybe Karagialis is a bit slow and.
I don't know. I don't know that player. I just know Mathace.
Yeah, Mathace is a long-time player on the site.
How highly rated are you, Isaac?
I think right now I'm about 2,000. I've been ranging between, I think my peak is like 2,350, but I didn't hold it for long. I would usually price myself at around 2,100, maybe 2,200 if it's like a 4+2 game. But that's not actually what my rating says, so I think maybe I have too high a self-regard for myself. I'm a 2,000.
Everybody does that. I'm
Yeah.
100
I'm
points
totally
higher than I
underrated.
actually am.
Totally underrated. I did actually beat Jan Lee once, but it's not clear how much of the fact that he got distracted by his daughter during the game helped.
Yeah.
He was live streaming at the time, and I think I had a winning position before he got distracted, but then I was able to convert it much more easily when Bella popped up. And I mean, one of the things that if you ever see Jan Lee's games is getting a winning position and converting it are not usually the same at all with Jan Lee. Like, he's just so tenacious that you could be up a couple pieces and then suddenly just not really have anything. Sorry, what was your question?
Me? No, I was making a joke.
Yeah.
I said, hey, daughter's distracting is part of the game.
Yeah, well, that's what we said, actually. Isaac employs Bella. Super effective.
So I'm going to rejoin on the mobile to try and get, because my internet, I'll try and use my mobile internet for the voice, because my stream is still kind of going up and down. So. So are you guys connected?
Here is just get the knight. The knight is very helpful for white in this position. And the question is whether white can take that right now. Because black threat is likely at h2 and then moving his knight. Still at h2 is pretty dangerous. This is pretty dangerous. Not sure that white is mated, but it's very close. Well, I think black doesn't have to mate with check because white doesn't have a strong enough attack. So I think even just like rook takes h3 here will win. And if white responds with knight at e6 check, then you can just lose the king over. He might be planning to just play bishop at e3. Okay, so he found something. Right, so the king can't, and don't see the mate here yet.
Rook at f2 coming.
I trust Mathace.
Pawn at f. Rook at f2. Pawn at f5. King has to run to d5, and then I'm.
Well, the king
okay.
g3 and
sorry,
h2.
Knight f6 kills it. Knight f6 wins. So rook at f2, knight at f6. Oh, sorry, you can run back. Okay, oops. Oh, yeah. That's the one.
Then you have the g pawn pinned when the king ran to h2.
Yeah.
This wins the queen with check, and then you win.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's over. Queen at h2 to win.
Yes. So just to recap that game. Opened up the H file, opened up a huge attack, and yeah.
Wow, look at that.
So, what the person from Boston? What's your name?
Martin.
Martin. Have you watched Crazyhouse before?
I've watched Yasha and John Lee's streams, a couple of them.
Yeah.
That's basically my entire experience with Crazyhouse.
Yeah, so they both play a fairly conservative style. I think Jan generally plays a little bit more aggressive when he's playing against Yasser. But you'll see more kind of random attacks with other players that may or may not work out. And I don't think Mathace tends to play like speculative attacks though. So usually once he starts doing something, he's got the win.
I've actually seen. I think I saw Yasha Sarawan play a stream where he played some people who were not very good, and it was just really impressive how like instantly attacked and beat it pretty quickly. And I think that's like with John Lee, you would see the more conservative, right?
Right. Sure.
He's defending well, but when they're not defending well, just crushes them real quick.
You can also just play some speculative stuff because often if you have a speculative attack, you'll have like 5 attacking moves, and if they screw up on any of the 5 moves, then you'll win. And if you're playing someone who's not that great, then they'll screw up at least once, and you'll just win. But there's a quote from Firefly. I think it was the movie, and the pilot says like, "I'm a leaf on the wind." That's kind of how I think of Jan Lee a lot of the time, where he's just like he'll like run his king up to the other side. There's mates where he's put his king on on the top, like entirely across the board, and then the mate has been delivered by a piece protected by his king. Just like absolutely ridiculous. Here the threat is white can play at f7, and then if the king moves over, white just needs a bishop. White just needs a knight. White needs both his bishop that's currently on e4 and a knight in hand to make progress, so he can't just take the knight on c6. And I think white is pretty safe here, despite there being a couple of pieces around the king.
Yeah, the pawn on e3 is the only, yeah. He'll want to get rid of that as soon as possible, and I think bishop takes knight here is good, yeah.
I don't see the use of it though, but maybe he's going to still start with at f7 and then take, if the king runs to the other side.
So he wants to distract the bishop, so why does he want to do that? He's trying to distract the bishop, so he's trying to do... He wants to drop... Yeah, he's opened up the queen file. So you've got queen and rook.
Yeah. I don't see anything direct.
No, so maybe he...
I guess he's got two different places where he can drop a pawn on the 7th rank now.
Right, exactly. And if pawn at f2, probably just slide in the corner.
Definitely. These. So the other reason black did that was to cut off the f file. So now the rook isn't watching the f file anymore.
Yeah.
Which gives black's king a bit more safety.
Yeah, and bishop at f2 is a good choice instead of pawn at f2, because bishop takes knight.
Yeah, I didn't like at b7 because I don't think that was that useful, and I think that it's actually an improvement for the black bishop.
That's true.
That black bishop is staring right down on the king right now.
Yeah.
Trying to take advantage of that diagonal with the h3 move that it just did. I'm still not sure what the next move would be. I think if white takes h3, he's going to start with c5, and then he's going to end up playing at king up, I guess, knight f5. I'm not sure winning the queen is strong enough, though.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for white. Exactly. So, and for black.
I think black is stronger here.
Yeah. Well, I think it's still a big fight, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so black wanted that knight because now he can do rook at e1, and then once the f2 square is free, he can drop the knight there.
Yeah.
Attack though.
Taking is surely bad, but anyway, okay. Queen takes h2, I think, but anyway.
Yeah, queen takes h2 would have won. Almost surely. Up like bishop. One of those. So there's a smothered mate threat now.
The rook was covering f2, but yeah. So the knight could take, or the rook could take.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Queen takes pawn is still
Interesting.
no, it doesn't.
I don't know. Does knight h3 mate? That was the question. Oh, it's pinned, so never mind.
Yeah. But now queen takes, so he blocks queen takes pawn. Okay.
They're just in so much time trouble that it's going to be a little hard to predict.
Yeah. So Karagialis is going to be tested because I was saying he was slow earlier. So he has to prove me wrong now.
I'm kind of surprised that Black hasn't played knight takes h3 yet. That looks pretty good.
Now is a good time to do it. White's got no pieces though. So
yes,
this should be easy for Karagialis to convert.
This has got to be lost. I don't see it.
Queen, bishop, pawn takes rook, and a rook here.
Oh. Okay. Probably knight at,
Well, we'll get there in the end.
Even queen at f1 before would have won. But
Yay.
There's many paths to me. Mostly it's just playing a move that has a check that doesn't lose you on time.
So Karagialis wisely avoiding e4, e5 because Mathace does know his openings. But going for a kind of Catalan type setup.
I think Mathace knows some of his openings, but he likes to improvise more. He doesn't usually follow the opening theory that you guys have developed.
Well, I say that because
I really like
sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, yes, I think people say, when I was asking who knows theory, this is before Vempele came along, and people used to say Mathace and CIW. And Sexy and I Know It.
CIW definitely knows his theory.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying?
I was just saying I really like the increment that this year's Crazyhouse matches have.
Yes.
I think 3+2 gives much better matches. And I know a lot of strong players don't like playing with increment, and I think that might be partly because they enjoy the excitement of the final time race. But I don't like playing slow games that don't have increment because you'll spend the whole game thinking carefully about your moves, and then at the end the game will just be decided by a race against the clock.
For sure, like a game without increment.
Kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, I mean a game without increment is really two games: the game on the board and the game with the clock. And when you lose hope on the board, you start playing a different game.
Whereas, I mean, now if you lose hope on the board and your opponent still has, 15 seconds plus 2 second increment, you're kind of just out of luck.
Yeah.
You don't just play checks. Like random checks here don't really help if it's easy to decide, because the opponent can respond faster than 2 seconds.
Right, exactly.
You don't see any moves like rook at h1 check.
Yeah, exactly.
In these games, which is a totally legit move that I would do in 1-0. Just you can hate the game but still play it.
So what?
It's really like Penguin GM's Ultra Bullet opening, where he sees his opponent's about to fianchetto his bishop, and he'll play bishop h3 or bishop a3.
Yes.
And then just take the bishop.
That's called the Lafong trick. After the chess bra Lafong who does it.
It's so frustrating when it happens to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's so annoying. But it's fair enough. I mean, you're basically challenging your opponent, pre-moving everything.
Yeah. So the example of that in Bug is I've seen a Bug stream with Jan Li against Xuanet, in which twice in that stream Jan Li did the Queen h5 bishop f4 fool's mate on Xuanet, because Xuanet was pre-moving everything.
Yeah. The other Bug House opening that is a really sneaky one is to get a quick pawn and then play at e2.
Yeah, at e2.
On your opponent.
Yeah, thanks to the queen.
And then just take their queen if they pre-move.
Yeah.
Really obnoxious, but it's very effective.
So someone suggested bishop takes e4, bishop takes e4, knight f6. So I was just noticing what king e1 f2 g3 was just saying in the chat. I was just pointing out on the screen.
Yeah.
So it's like lots of dark square weaknesses that white is trying to exploit in this game, basically.
But I don't think white's attack goes anywhere. I mean, I think white should have taken on.
Yeah. So
d5.
Yeah, he's going to.
Which is second.
He's going to.
Okay, but
yeah.
Why did he start with bishop? Why did he start with the bishop there? Oh, to distract the bishop.
So what I do here, take back the bishop, put the bishop again on. Yeah, take the bishop with check, put the bishop again on f6 with check.
No,
he takes back.
I don't think you take the bishop here.
Why not?
Because the king just runs to c8 and finds safety. You lose your attack.
Oh, you promote. If the king runs to c8, you promote.
Okay. I mean, the king's trying to avoid being on the d file. So anything that lets the king stay off the d file is better for black, right?
Right. I mean, here I'd have even just gone bishop at f6, but this is also very nice. Going knight takes first and then bishop to f6. Yeah, and this looks crushing. I mean, I can't see a mate directly, but yeah, this is. He's got a rook on offer, or the pawn at d5. He doesn't even want the rook. Okay.
He's got a mate threat here.
Yeah, knight takes
c7 is going to be really, really bad.
Yeah, knight takes c7 is a mate threat, followed by pawn at.
Is it? D7. I don't see the mate.
Pawn at d7 follows, winning the queen with check.
Okay, I see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And he's just been allowed to do it. Crazy.
Okay, well, we'll see it.
Yeah.
Winning the queen with check, and then you replace the bishop. Oh.
Just bishop takes rook.
That's interesting.
I mean.
Yeah, you can just take. Okay. That seems like overly cautious to me. And now it's worse because now the pawn on that pawn is more dangerous to white than the bishop was. But I mean, it's still crushing.
Yeah.
I don't really understand this.
It's time pressure.
Okay, well now. Surely this will be over.
Bishop takes, rook takes.
Distracting the knight, so you can do bishop takes g7. That was mate in one. Queen at e6. It's mate in one.
Yep. Knight takes.
Yeah, I guess this is fine.
Queen takes rook. Okay.
Yeah, but this isn't mate.
Queen takes. Yeah.
No.
Finally.
Okay.
So this is close.
I mean, the queen,
He's tied it up at 2-all.
putting his queen on h7 was a good play.
Yeah.
That trapped the king in the middle of the board.
Yes.
Then he just had to find stuff.
Yeah, if a king is here and a queen is here, you're...
I'm still waiting for Matt.
Okay, we may get a slight pause. Yeah. Yeah, so from watching previous matches, Karagialis does sometimes take breaks every 2 games, as is allowed under the CWC rules. They're allowed like a 10-minute break every 2 games to get a coffee or even to look up the engine for the previous games, how they did. It's not a rule I like as a spectator, but that's the way it is. So we could look at those first 2 games again, which Mathace won, and
Yeah, I think 10-minute breaks every 2 games is a bit much. Maybe it should have been like each player can request 2 10-minute breaks over the series or something like that. But I haven't seen anyone really abuse it by taking a break every 2 games.
yeah, I mean it's more they can if they want to. Yeah, this is the.
I think I got eliminated in the first match in each bracket, but I think I took like maybe 1 or 2 breaks in each of the series, and they didn't necessarily go for all 10 minutes, but it was certainly welcome to have the breaks if you get stressed out or you just need to grab something to drink. But
Yeah.
there was a discussion about whether it's reasonable for players to look up engine lines during these breaks, but I think that it's impossible to ever really guard, and it's kind of established in most chess games, most real chess tournaments where people can look up engine lines on their breaks.
Yeah, I mean, so it was my view that they shouldn't be allowed to, but there were enough people who didn't agree, who thought they would. I mean, but mainly because you can't be policed was the argument that was made. But the reason I thought they shouldn't be allowed is, although it's 10 games, it's one match. But yeah.
So I just heard what's happening.
They're taking a break, which is allowed according to the rules. They're technically allowed to take up to 10 minutes break every 2 games. So I was looking at some of the previous games. Yeah, pawn at G7 was a big mistake. So I mean, it swung from +4 to Mathace to -6 with that move. Yeah, so that was key.
We can take a look at the game.
Well, you can see it if you click on the cross table below. Okay.
Which game?
I'll post it in ZH then. Okay.
Yeah, there's 30 games between the 2 and the cross table.
Yeah, but it was the penultimate one. But yeah.
It's like, okay, well that is the key information.
So I posted the link in ZH as well.
Okay. It's like we have a running joke.
Wow, it's a long game. 53 moves. Well, he said penultimate.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'll just do that.
Second to last, right?
Yep.
Yes.
But is 53 moves normal?
It's quite long for. I mean, but obviously 3+2 allows games to.
I think once you get a game with increments, then games can go on for a while if one player fails to cleanly find mate, and you're just kind of like moving the king around. Where is the G4 move?
So no, at G7 was the move in that game. I was just having a quick flip through the games. Yeah, then it's all over. Yeah, so just going. I'll just try and find the move number again. Okay, let me go back to it. Oh, no, let me see. They started it. Okay, they started. Yeah, that was the other one. Okay. But it was you pointed it out on stream. It was the
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That I said I didn't like the at B7.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
B7.
Yeah, sorry, I get them mixed up sometimes.
I was like, there was no at B7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was useful to just I understood the idea, but I don't think you want to distract the piece until you have a concrete way to use that distraction.
Agreed.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
The other side can consolidate.
They
and
could
just end up with a free pawn.
like literally he could have moved his bishop back to C8 again if he really wanted to.
Right. Sure. Sure. To play a pawn in that square to distract the bishop, but only when you have an immediate attack from it.
Yep. So I quite like bishop drop on E4.
This is a hard game to read.
I quite like bishop drop on E4, just potential sack on G2. I mean, obviously it's going to be, you know that black is going to be attacking on the light squares and white is going to be attacking on the dark squares simply from the pawn structure.
White might be able to play F3 to block off the light squares.
It's coming now.
That's certainly what he's planning.
Yeah, it's coming now, F3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was clearly the plan. It's just a question of whether he can actually do it. I think he can. The risk is often that E3 becomes quite weak.
Yeah.
And so if you ever lose that bishop, then the opponent then drops the bishop that you just lost on E3 and forks something.
Yes. The queen is running. Yeah, white's better. The queen's run out of squares basically, and Mathace finds a nice way of winning.
Yeah, so I think you can take the knight, and then now the E3 square becomes weak.
Yeah, but I wouldn't worry. I mean, as white.
I don't know. I mean, white's still much.
Yeah, white's still fine.
Yeah. But there are, well, the queen on F1 does a really good job then. So, with that queen there, it's really hard for black to ever get like a sudden attack.
Yeah, I mean, as white, I'd have dropped a pawn on F6 and just kept plugging away at these dark squares.
I'd drop on D6. But
yeah, that's also,
idea.
Yeah, nice. With the threat of knight drop on F7.
Because I'm just assuming that the king was going to castle queenside at some point.
Oh, he's opened up the rook file. That's not wise.
Yeah, this seems pretty bad now.
Bishop takes pawn check.
Any paths to victory?
Just bishop takes C7, surely.
Yeah, I think that would work. There's black so weak on the dark squares. Why did black play A6?
That is just so fancy.
Is that ever justified? seem like a good move.
A-
Now that a6 is actually quite bad for black.
I think he wanted to play earlier bishop b5 and swap off his light squared bishop. That's why he played a6.
I see.
I just look back. So very kind of fancy move from Mathace. He wants to.
What is that last move?
He wants to rook takes bishop and then drop a pawn and win the rook with check with the promotion. It's kind
Or
of
else if he doesn't
yeah.
take the bishop,
Look
then you
look what happened.
lost the defense. Yeah. But that
That-
was quite fancy.
That's sneaky. I mean, yeah, very sneaky.
Yeah, man. Not to be. We should have a top 10 sneakiest EH players list. Jan has had some really sneaky plays too. I had a video of one that I clipped where he was like, I'm thinking about doing this. Xuanet won't know about it because he's thinking about this.
Yeah.
And then Xuanet just like fell into the trap.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
No, I think they're not at the level of break yet. They just oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's not a break. That's
What
just
is it? What are the colors? Are the colors right? Because they've aborted a couple times. So let's see. Mathace. Okay.
Like my screen wasn't updating.
yeah. You're saying that Mathace has been white twice in a row, right?
No, I think they flipped correctly.
Yeah.
It sometimes does screw up when you abort a game though. It will flip to the other color.
Is the piece value or valuation in Crazyhouse chess like knight?
Yeah. So knight, bishop, and rook are all similar in Crazyhouse, and a queen is only worth about 2 pieces, maybe 2 pieces plus a pawn. So a queen's valuation is closer to 6 or 6.5, and then I would say a rook and a bishop tend to be a little bit better, but it really depends on the position. In some positions, a rook is not that useful at all, and it's actually worth less than either of the minor pieces. And the real reason that they're different is that in chess, a rook is worth more because you can get to an endgame, and if you have a rook, then you'll be able to checkmate.
Yeah.
But there's no endgames in Crazyhouse because you never take pieces off the board. Pieces always are available for one of the 2 players. So the fact that you can mate with a rook at the end is the meaningless in Crazyhouse.
Intuitively to me, just from what I've observed, it seems like knight's ability to not be blocked in check is quite valuable.
Yes.
Yeah, it can. But bishops can be very valuable too. You'll often see things where someone will sack and then they'll play a bishop's fork where they'll check the king and also threaten something that's on the other side of the board. So because you can drop a bishop anywhere, you get a lot of options, a lot of opportunity for forks there.
Bishop.
That normally in chess, knights are more easily to use as a fork. But
Yeah. So as you
it just depends on the position. Go ahead.
yeah. So as I was saying, a bishop could do attacking and defensive duties at the same time. And also bishops are very good defenders. Like if you put lots of bishops around your king, if you don't have pawns, bishops can do the same job, and they're defending forward as well as back. Yeah.
Usually they do a better job. For one, because if your opponent takes that bishop, they don't get a pawn, and when your opponent is attacking right at your king, they usually prefer pawns over bishops because the pawn will promote.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other reason that bishops are better at defending is because they protect the thing behind them.
Yes.
And in Crazyhouse, you'll often get direct threats on your 7th rank, whereas you wouldn't necessarily do that in chess. If you have like stuff on your 6th rank, then your opponent has to take stuff on your 6th rank first. But in Crazyhouse, your opponent will just drop a pawn and directly threaten the 7th rank. And if you have a bishop on your 6th rank, then you'll have the 7th rank protected.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think the piece values can vary a little bit more depending on the position too.
Yeah.
Like in chess, they seem to be a bit more concrete.
So just to explain, the reason the queen is worth less is because a queen can get harassed, and then your opponent will be winning a queen off you, and also winning time off you, because every time they're attacking your queen has to move. So the queen is worth less because it can be harassed. You can lose tempos with the queen, and the pawns are worth more than in normal chess because pawns can drop on the 7th rank.
Like it's nothing possible.
Yeah, queen can. In some positions, the queen is worth only a piece.
Yeah.
Just one piece.
Like right now.
Usually, it's worth about 2 pieces. No, I think it was worth more than a piece, but he got some safety. He got king safety out of that too. That's why he sacked it. If he didn't sack it, I think he would have been in more precarious position.
So it's about time, because basically sometimes defending the queen takes time. Yeah.
Right. So here's an example of where that bishop on 6 is really much more useful than a pawn.
Yeah. The reason people sack their queen.
Had the option in the previous move, instead of taking on c7, he could have sacked his queen for a rook and then replaced the rook on the 8th rank. And in this position, White's preferring to keep a queen instead of a rook and a piece because there's a lot of unprotected stuff near the 7th rank that he's mopping up with a queen.
Yeah.
Plus, like, once you clear out a bunch of these 7th rank squares, White's going to start dropping pawns there. And, like, it's beyond a queen factory. It's going to be like a queen assembly line. And then move forward with an attack.
So like pawn d7. Yeah, there you go.
One trick here is pawn takes f2, but black was too worried about safety. Yeah, so here, he's avoiding it. If you don't know, when you take a promoted queen back,
you just get a
pawn. Yeah.
I figured for Buckhouse.
We actually have been thinking in Lead Chess about marking those queens with a dot or something, so that players don't have to keep track of it.
Yeah, that would be great. But complicated, probably.
Because it's not really part of the game to keep track of which queen gets blue on it, which queen gets, like, it's just kind of like added unnecessary.
Uh-oh. Where is the mate?
This has got to be really bad for White though. Like pawn at h4, that's got to be pretty good. Well, this is, I mean, it's crushing for black with pawn at h4. This is still crushing for black.
Queen at h3. Queen at h3 drop.
Queen at h3 is going to mate in 4 or something like that.
Queen takes bishop. Just what's the rush? Or queen takes pawn. No, queen takes bishop.
Knight d3 actually would have won.
Just queen takes. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
That works too. So the point of knight d3 was to get your other queen back into the game.
Okay, my internet has just died. Wow. Okay.
It's still hear you, so.
Yeah. No, I'm using mobile internet for the voice, but my
right.
my Lead Chess just suddenly went site not available, and then it came back.
Yeah, it's done that to me a couple times.
If you have a bunch of lead chess tabs open, you could try close.
I've only got one.
It's possible that you're getting rate limited if you have tabs open.
No, I've just got one open. It's just because I'm streaming. It's taking up. Yeah.
Yeah, me also. Alright, I'll leave this.
Yeah, so I know, Martin, because you were setting up the board championship on the Lichess 45-45 league. I didn't make it myself to the. I was playing on board 2, but I was like
only a select few.
only I was about 8th. Only the top 4 made it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about next season. I don't see why I can't extend it to 8 people.
No. I mean, I think 4 people is good because you want it to be all over in 2 weeks.
Really well. Yeah, but so the thing is that people tend to. It seems like things can go quicker, and when you only have one game left to schedule in the final week, I think it can work out. So it's unlikely that in each of those 2 weeks, all the games are going to be scheduled for the very last allowed day.
Yeah, but you don't want.
Early, then you can kind of start accelerating things.
Sure, but I think you don't want too many games. It's like. Yeah, I've got internet problems. Seems like my internet's packing up.
I don't really understand this from White's perspective. Doesn't seem like White has enough to do any forced mates. It seems kind of risky. In this position, I think the knights are quite that Black has in hand. But I don't see any immediate things.
No, I think White's just going to keep on picking up material. There's too much. Yeah, this is all over for Black. What? Oh, it's check, of course.
The queen at h8, I guess.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. He can't defend that. He can't defend that rook. So yeah, the bishop's covering.
Even if it wasn't, you just take the rook and then drop it on f8.
Okay, that's nice.
Oh,
that was a mistake.
Okay, well, I take back everything I said. Praise White.
Oh, Black didn't have to play that move, right?
Right. It certainly was not the best move.
No.
I'm not sure if Black was already completely lost, but certainly opening up main and one is. So the computer says +6 for White, and then after knight takes b4 plus a million.
Yeah.
Looks like they're on another break.
Well, it's not